Good morning, Los Angeles, California. My name is Linda Hernandez, and today we will be interviewing someone who was next to the person who is most aspiring to the Latino community. And yes, that is Cesar Chavez. But today we will be talking to a proud member of the National Farmers Society, Nina Sanchez. Hello, hi. It's a pleasure to be here. Welcome, Nina. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Of course. Now, let us jump straight into the interview. My first question for you is, what values really drove Cesar's passion to promote equality? Whether that's bravery or determination, what was it? Please let us know. As the public, we would like to know. That is a great question. And so, Cesar Chavez was an inspirational and fearless leader for all Hispanic and Americans. Chavez was a union leader who was also very focused to help improve work conditions, pay and wages, and I believe that was his drive and his motivation to really kick off this Latino movement. And so basically, he was known for his way of being thoughtful and soon brought attention to form the National Farmers Association, which I'm a part of, and his goal was to unite farm workers, and we had a strict rule where the farmers were only allowed to use non-violent tactics of negotiation. And so Chavez would also organize and become a leader of marches, boycotts, and also just not a few, but several hunger strikes. And one of our biggest boycotts we were known for was the California grape boycott. And so the table grape boycott took place in 1968, and since most of the farm workers were taken advantage of through labor, we decided to boycott for improved labor conditions throughout our work. Wow. Oh, give her a round of applause. Yes. But beyond inspiration, Mija, that was great. But next question. Now, what did Chavez contribute to society, whether that's influence or... Go ahead. Oh, I know this. Sorry. No, you're fine. Don't worry. Go ahead. Tell us, Nina. Tell us. I was saying, Chavez was very much an influence, a role model, some might even say. He was a labor leader, which means that he organized things such as the National Farmers Workers Association. But as a labor leader, Chavez employed nonviolence, so that means to bring attention to farm workers. He soon led marches, boycotts, and, like we said, went on several hunger strikes. He was a voice for those who couldn't speak up for themselves, and he was there for all the farm workers no matter what. Chavez taught us all that we have freedom of speech, we are all human as well, and we matter. Our voices matter, and they can be heard. Whether that is through boycotting or simply communication, Chavez made it seem like there was a way for our voices to be heard no matter what. But yes, he did contribute to society positively. It's very much an influence, see. And till this day, his story is still being told as well, right? Yes, okay. But next question, Mija. And that is, how would society be impacted today if Chavez had never pursued his call to action? Like, what if he never stood up for the Latino community itself? Ooh, that's a really good eye-opening question. So, basically, I feel like society would have been impacted very negatively today if Chavez had never stood up for what was right. And if he never created the National Farmers Society, I feel like the Latino community wouldn't have really had a voice during those tough times. Chavez really went out of his way for all the Latinos that were working in harsh conditions, and he fought for their rights with non-violence. For example, like we said, he went on several hunger strikes, he boycotted, he used communication. No fighting, no guns, communication, which is even more powerful than guns and fighting. Words have more meaning than violence. And if he would have never ever had communicated to those people who owned the farms, they would have never realized what they were doing was wrong. A good example could be, and think about it this way, if it was only one person who went and told the farm workers, hey, I think we're not getting paid enough, and the work conditions are not good enough for us, then the farm workers would have been like, okay, then if you have a problem with it, you can quit. But with Chavez, he wasn't alone. He formed an association that I was a part of, and he got other people to join and boycott with him. If it wasn't for the Chavez's fellow co-workers having his back, Who knew what could have happened to Chavez? But we were there for him. The Latino community was there for Cesar Chavez. Yes, you're totally right. I see where you're coming from with the example. But lastly, for the final question tonight, I want this one from your perspective. I want you to dig deep, you know? The question is, what is one thing yourself, you, Nina, can contribute to society that future generations can benefit from? Oh, that's a really good question. And lastly, my message to all of you actually is, I'll just keep it short and simple, but one thing is standing up for my nationality. Nowadays, we face discrimination no matter what. But deep down inside, I know I am Latino, and I am proud of the blood I bleed and where I come from. Thank you. It was very beautiful, you don't understand. Linda, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Are you sure? I can leave if you want. Yes, yeah. I just get a little emotional because that means so much. I understand, but you don't have to get so emotional. Linda! Well, to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful, Mija. That was just truly beyond beautiful, and I'm proud too. But join us next week as we have a special guest interview. And please, everyone, have a wonderful and blessed day. See you next time.